Today I messed up by unintentionally telling a woman she looked over 40. For some insight to my communication style, I am someone who has always been very awkward and socially anxious, but within recent years I have been making a conscious effort to open up and practice talking to people regularly. At my job we tend to give out free samples of our products on Saturdays. Some of the samples have alcohol, and our rule of thumb is to card anyone who looks under 30. However, once upon a time I worked at a large retail chain, and their rule was to card anyone that looked under 40. A super nice lady who appeared to be close to my age, early 30s, maybe late 20s, walks up as I beckon her over for some free deliciousness. She asks if I need to see her ID. I say nah, that's alright, and then my dumbass brain proceeds to time travel or some shit as I then continue with we tend to card those that look under 40, and you do not, D. She smiles and walks off with her sample. After like 3 seconds of that sentence echoing through the empty halls of my mind I realize what I just said to this poor woman. This poor, beautiful millennial woman. In case she sees this, I am infinitely sorry and I will lose sleep over this for many years to come. Today I messed up by not having sex on a second date because I have a cold sore. She, F26, and I, M32, had a first date last Sunday. It was electric. Dinner, drinks after, her trying to mount me in my car and then dragging me to her bed. I had the best first date ever. I will say that one awkward thing that happened is that during sex I started to realize she was crying. I shriveled up thinking I'd done something wrong. She explained that it had been so long since she'd had what felt like real emotional/romantic sex versus a hookup and that it was a good thing. I think the average person would be put off by that on a first date, but in my rose-colored lenses I found it endearing. It was late and I wasn't gonna get hard again, so we fell asleep cuddling. Wouldn't it be just my luck that I woke up the next day, still at her place, with a cold sore on the rise. I let her know ASAP and she was unfazed. We still cuddled for a while but no more kissing, which was disappointing. During the week I set up our second date for last night, Friday. I'd been medicating like for trying to get this cold sore to go away, but come date night it's still there. I let her know about it and that she was gonna have to resist jumping me. I wanted to make sure the date still felt romantic even though I couldn't kiss her and put in a lot of effort. I decided to cook for her at my place, bought flowers, had desserts ready, candles, all the bells and whistles. She's big into romance novels. I didn't want the date to end up feeling too much like just friends. We started playing a couples card game that I haven't did so for hours and it was all going so well. We really learned a lot about each other. She pulled one of the cards that said drink if you're having sex after the game. And she gave me a cheeky F. I explained that I would love to, but also felt so limited in the ways I could please her, and not being able to kiss her, and to some degree felt weird about feeling like a human dildo. As the night got late and she was getting ready to leave I felt a shift in her demeanor. She seemed far less interested than moments before. I got way too in my head about it and got quiet, which she picked up on as well. She asked me point blank what was up and I responded too honestly that I really liked her and was in my head about ending up just friends when I had all these feelings. She didn't like that and I could tell. She left rather abruptly after that. I sent a last-ditch effort text acknowledging that I was way too in my head. That I'd had a great time and hoped my awkwardness in those final moments hadn't ruined the chance of date number 3. I woke up to this text. Hey! I had a great time with you overall and I truly appreciate all the effort you went to for me, on both dates. But I was really put off by how things ended last night, and I'm not feeling the sparks between us. It would feel wrong to continue with something that my heart isn't fully into. I'm hoping you can understand and don't hate me. To which I responded. I'm definitely disappointed, but I don't hate you. I was hoping that we were even for being the one to get a little weird on each of our dates, haha. I do feel surprised that what felt like a lot of good so far got snuffed out so easily in those final moments. In any case, I had a great time. I felt the sparks. But it is what it is. I'm pretty devastated, and can't help but feel that if I'd just grabbed her in the moment and done the deed, while obviously not exposing her to my ailment, that this might not be dead in the water. And the rest wouldn't have followed. I wouldn't have had reason to get all mixed up. To some degree I find it a little hypocritical that she had her red flag moment and I took it in stride, but I wasn't afforded the same leeway. What's done is done, I guess. Today I messed up by being nice to a guy in uni, and now I'm being stalked. Basically, Jerry's this dude in my 17F class who went to an all-boys school, and now that Jerry's girls in his class, he's been weird. I notice him staring at the girls in class, and sometimes at me, and I always get freaked out, but I don't tell anyone. So, we created a group chat so we can text about assignments or if anyone needed help, and this dude texted he needed some help in the group chat, and I responded. He sent me a text privately. I told him, I answered already. And he told me he didn't understand, so I explained it again. 10 minutes later, he calls me. I'm a bit weirded out now, because I see a text from his friend on the group chat like hey she already explained it, quit asking, because he was specifically asking for girls to help him. When he called I helped and whatever, and he thanked me and ended the call. I opened the group chat to see and thank you too, my name, for helping me, truly has been an angel, seriously you're amazing. And I was weirded out by this because I've known him for a day. I type in a haha, no worries and this guy fucking says oh, well you're smart like your uncles, then names my uncles, and your dad, names my dad, and also your mom works, names my mom's workplace, and I freaked out. I kept asking how he found out, and he laughed it off and wouldn't answer. Some girls made a group chat and added me to it and kept spamming me saying no you have to report him, the behavior is not normal, and we always notice him staring at you. I said no, maybe it's just a joke. I go to uni, I see him, he waved at me so I waved back and he ran up to talk to me and I tried leaving and he kept asking me some questions and I said I answered those already, and when I got home, we had another assignment and he called me, so I texted in the group chat just text me if you need anything so everyone would know he was calling me, and he thumbs up the message. He called me again, and I blocked his number. He proceeded to call me from another number, which I blocked, and he went and got a third number. I noticed him taking pics of me during our online classes too, and it's just so weird. I mentioned a few times that I have a boyfriend, and I'm really happy, and I did ask everyone not to call me about anything and to text. Today I messed up by causing a scene at work because someone ate half of my lunch. This happened a few days ago but I'm still feeling the after effects. At work, there is a lunch thief. Our boss has not done a single thing about it despite the many complaints from multiple employees. So far no one has any idea who the thief might be. People label their food and hope for the best. We have been warned about how using certain methods to try catch said thief could potentially get us into legal trouble, so it's hard to catch them. I, like many others, have had my food stolen a couple of times. It's annoying but I would grit my teeth and get on with it. Earlier this week, I packed myself a grilled cheese sandwich and a cupcake. I put a sticky note saying property of different mango, please don't touch. I was already looking forward to my lunch while laying in bed the night before. It sounds juvenile but if you have ever had to hide from everyone or pretend to not be hungry during lunch, you probably know the good feeling you get when you get to be like everybody else. My lunch break came and I went to get my food in the fridge only to find half my sandwich and the cupcake wrapper. It was the last straw that broke the camel's back. I just started bawling in front of everyone. They just gave me weird looks as I excused myself to the restroom. Now the other employees laugh about how dramatic and emotional I was over something so trivial. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. Today I messed up by spending $1,000 just to meet my long-distance girlfriend. I've been talking to my girlfriend a little over a month. I happen to really like her and we talked a lot to each other. She actually helped me get over my grandmother's death when I didn't have my family because I was at college. We spent a lot of time with each other and called each other. Sometime we would mess around at time too. I'm not going to lie, I should see there would have been problems especially early on when she said I'm still not attracted to you. I keep trying to make it work but it just isn't coming, and that isn't because you're not attractive. I think it's a me problem. This was like only a week of talking. She took a break for 2 days of talking to me. She came back and told me she missed and wanted things the way they were. So we continued talking. As we talked, she was very affectionate. She would say things to me like I love my silly goofy boyfriend and I miss you, and just overall be really sweet to me. I really liked her because of her humor, the fact we both struggle with autism, and our love for drawing. She can relate to me in a way a few people could. This was my first actual girlfriend. So I actually wanted to meet her. I booked a flight to her town to visit her. The tickets were around $400 and the cost of getting a hotel for 3 nights is also around $400. I was so excited to meet her and she seemed pretty excited to see me too. We talked about cuddle with each other at her house and how we were going to a water park together. Things looked like they were going to be worth it. It was Saturday and we both meet at the mall with her mom too. We hung out for a bit and around the time we had Build-A-Bear, she asked to kiss me. And after that we kissed a lot while in line and then we held hands. After that I talked to her mom again. TBH, she didn't like the fact that I was out of state. The next day she said she was sick and well we couldn't do anything together. However, despite us not spending a lot of time with each other I still would consider it worth it. However, after a few days, I wanted to get something special for her birthday and I found a rare plushie that was sold out from someone I could buy. She was so happy, but when I said I love you she said thank you and I appreciate that sentiment, but I do need go honest with you that I don't really feel the same way. I didn't want to say this earlier because I didn't want to hurt you. Shortly after we went to the mall, I got a boyfriend. I met him 3 years ago and to be honest I like him a lot. It's not fair to either of you if I'm not honest. You're very sweet and I'm very much open to remaining as friends. I felt devastated after all this time she never had feeling for me. She didn't lose them because she never had feeling for to begin with. So now I'm here heartbroken and alone.